Hello, welcome to this video. In this video I will show how to consolidate the multiple worksheets upon completion of the selection through ListBox. Before executing the macro, first I created a folder on my desktop. In that folder I placed the coding workbook along with the input workbook. Let me open the input workbook. This workbook consists of multiple tabs, which consists of the name from Jan to August. We can find the data here. So I want to consolidate the data by using VBA macros. Now I am going to execute the macro. Click on Consolidate Worksheets button. Next I am selecting the input workbook, which is saved on my desktop. Click on Open. Thereafter, Userform displays on screen. This Userform consists of text box. This text box contains input workbook path. Here we can find the list box. This list box consists of all the worksheet names which are available in that input workbook. Thereafter, we can find the checkbox here, which asks the confirmation whether the data consists of header or not. Under that, we can find two options: whether the user wants to save the output in the input workbook itself or creation of the new workbook is required. Here I am selecting April and June. Selecting header. So I want to save the data in the input workbook itself. Click on Consolidate. Upon completion of the process, application returns message box. Click on OK. Now I am opening the input workbook. This is the newly created tab by the application with the name of Consolidated along with the time of the creation. So here we can find April and June's data copied by the application in the newly created tab. Closing this workbook. Here in column A, application copies the worksheet names which are used in consolidation process. Here we can find. Now let us execute the same process without header. Click on Consolidate Worksheets button. Selecting the input workbook. Now I am selecting March and May. This time I am not selecting the header. Means application going to copy entire content. Here I am retaining input workbook. Click on Consolidate. Open the input workbook. Here we can find application copied along with the headers. Now let us consolidate the data by creating new workbook. Click on Consolidate Worksheets button. Select the input workbook. This time I am selecting March, June, July, August. Selecting the header. Here I am selecting new workbook option. Click on Consolidate. Click on OK. In that folder, application created new workbook with the description of output workbook. Now I am opening that workbook. Here we can find application copied the data of March, June, July and August. In this way, by using this template, we can consolidate the data. Now let us see the coding part. Click on Visual Basic. First I define the coding workbook and coding worksheet. Thereafter I cleared the existing content in the buttons tab. This is the existing content. Next I am selecting the workbook by using getOpenFile method of application object. In the variable of file name, I am saving the workbook path. Next I am saving the workbook path in testbox1. Next I am opening the workbook by using open method of workbooks object. By using for each loop, I am adding all the worksheet names to the list box. Next I used show method of Userform. The moment when I click on consolidate, application executes this piece of code. First I am saving all the selected worksheet names in the variable of total worksheets. Next I am using two if conditions to provide the confirmation where the output has to save. If the user selected option button 1, means output is going to save by creating the new workbook. Else user selected option button 2, then output is going to save by creating a new tab in the input workbook. Next I am confirming about the header. If the user selected checkbox 1, then header is equal to yes. Next I am unloading the user form. Here I used split function by considering delimiter as comma. This variable consists of all the selected worksheet names. Here I am using for loop for I is equal to 0 to u bound of post split worksheets. Thereafter I am defining the last row and last column in each and every tab. I am selecting and copying the data. Next I am pasting in the output worksheet. After that I am formatting the data which is available in the output tab. If the output saved by creating new workbook, this piece of code is useful to save the workbook. Next I am closing the output workbook. Next nullifying the variables. And finally application returns message box. So this is the brief explanation about the coding procedure. Hope this template is useful to everyone. Thanks for watching.